Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is the October 2021 HMIS user meeting. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, please enter your agency name into the chat box so we know who's participating. So this is our agenda for today. We have a staff update for you, some troubleshooting support on how to log into Clarity for the first time, an update on the COC dashboard and data quality corrections, a quick demo on deleting program enrollments and some Clarity updates, follow up on the data standards changes, and then we have an update on the agency audits, the monthly training webinar, the agenda for the data and performance management meeting, and a notification about the upcoming holiday, and we'll wrap it up with some Q&A. If any of you have burning questions, let us know and we can talk about them at the end of the meeting. So first, just a quick update. We have a new data analyst named Jonathan Nguyen, and he is now supporting with help desk tickets. So if you come across him, please give him a warm welcome and be patient as he's still learning. But we're very excited to have him on our team. And we are still in the process of hiring for an HMIS program manager. Diana.
Good morning, everyone. So I wanted to go over a new knowledge base article that we have put out for everyone. We've noticed a sort of uptick in the amount of issues with logging into HMIS. And so we've put out this new knowledge base to sort of help you, give you something that you can refer to. First off, when selecting the Clarity website, please make sure that you are selecting the live site versus the training site. We do have two websites and they are very similar, as you can see. So please make sure that you are on the right site when you are trying to log into HMIS. Something that I know most of our AAs are not aware of is that our password reset link that is emailed to you is only valid for 15 minutes. So if you have a user that thinks that they can go ahead and ask for a password reset and then come back to it a few hours later, the link is not going to work. So they're going to need to reset and ask for that password reset link again. And then finally, if you do not receive the password reset link email, it's possible it could be stuck in your spam filter or in your junk folder. We also have seen in the past with certain networks that there is settings that are available on the network that you'll need to work with your IT team to make sure that those emails aren't getting stopped at the firewall. So I will be providing the knowledge base article in our wrap-up email so that you can take a look if there are any issues that you have logging into Clarity. Okay, next slide, please, Erin. So for the COC dashboard, we're going to be coming out with the Q3 dashboard. We will be providing an announcement of when the dashboard is available on the OC HMIS website. It should be within the next 2 weeks, though, so keep an eye out for that. The dashboard contains information on clients who are active in any project type in HMIS or have contacted 211 OC for information and referral information during the reporting period.
Good morning, everyone. The HMIS team will be sending out corrections in the upcoming weeks. The HMIS data quality report and system performance measure corrections will be sent out together, while the LSA corrections will be sent out later this month. Agency admins will receive a notice that the spreadsheet has been added to your agency Dropbox. Please review the guide to identify what each highlighted error means and make the appropriate corrections in Clarity and not on the spreadsheet. Next, please. Some of the corrections you may see are errors with date of birth and move-in date. For participants that have date of birth enter and the data quality is either client doesn't know, client refused, or data not collected, that is an error. You will either need to edit the data quality to full date of birth reported or approximate or partial date of birth reported as the date of if the date of birth is valid. If the date of birth was entered by mistake, then you would need to remove the date completely and leave the data quality as either client doesn't know, client refused, or data not collected. And for move-in date, for any date that is prior to the project start date, that is an error and you will need to fix that.
And also after project exit date, if the housing move-in date is after project exit date. All right, and then I think Elizabeth already said this, but these corrections should be going out in the next couple weeks. So keep an eye in your email. All right, I'm not seeing any questions.
So our help desk has been getting a lot of tickets regarding deleting program enrollments. So we wanted to review this and let the agency admin know that you guys have this ability. So in some cases, a participant may be entered into the wrong program, or if there's a duplicate enrollment and the enrollment needs to be deleted, you will go and search up the client. So this ability is only for agency admin. Before moving forward, the agency admin should review and ensure that it's appropriate to remove the program enrollment. The agency admin will search up the participant and go to the Programs tab to locate the program enrollment that needs to be removed. The agency admin will hover to the left side and will see a trash icon next to the edit icon. From here, the agency admin can simply delete and remove the enrollment. If you do not see the trash can, that means that there were services entered for this enrollment and you would need to click the edit button and go in and remove all services, and then you can delete the enrollment. We will leave a knowledge base article in our meeting minutes so you can review these steps in more details.
All right, I think Heather is first. No, Armando? One of
Hi,
you.
David. Hi, good morning, everybody. Yes, I'll be going first. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for taking the time to join in our meeting today. I wanted to take the time to share a few of the updates that have been made into Clarity. On the screen here are 3 updates, which we'll be demoing right now. The 3 updates are changes in the gender data element, which the options or the selections have been updated. Another new feature is also the multi-selection feature. So if a program participant shares that they identify with more than one gender identity, you are able to select those different options, which I'll demo in just a second. Another updates is a warning that comes up when the logic in Clarity detects an error in the housing move-in date that's been entered in relation to the program enrollment date. So when we demo this feature, we'll be able to show how in the event of a program enrollment and the housing move-in date not matching up, the warning that will come up on the screen to let the user know that just a second, or get the chance to look at both of those fields and make sure the data has been entered correctly. And then the last update that I will be sharing with you will be some of the new coordinated entry referral events. A demo of these new events hasn't been prepared for this user meeting, but just for the sake of everybody knowing. And then also more detail will be added in the notes that will be sent out summarizing the updates in this meeting for everybody to look through. The 3 new coordinated entry events which have been added are the referral to emergency assistance / flex fund or furniture assistance. The second event for coordinated entry that's been added is the referral to emergency housing vouchers. And then the third is the referral to a housing stability voucher. Erin, if you can change the slide, I can share my screen to demo the first 2 updates.
Sure.
All right, Thank you very much. If everybody can see here on my screen, I've got the training version of Clarity open. The client profile that's on the screen, it's not a real individual. This is just our training site that we use just for demonstration purposes. The first update that we mentioned was the change in the selections for the gender data element. On the screen here, we can see that there's some more options that weren't previously included. Some of the transgender options have been changed into just reading as transgender instead of specifying male to female or female to male. And like I mentioned earlier, if there is a client that identifies with more than one gender identity, Clarity will allow you to save more than one option so that both of those are reflected in the client's profile. On the second update, we'll be going into the same clients. This is a rapid rehousing project enrollment, which we're using just for the sake of demonstrating the warning that's coming in that's been built into Clarity. Again, we are going into this client's project enrollment for a rapid rehousing project in the training site. We'll notice here that the program enrollment date has been specified to August 1st, 2020. In the event of a housing movement date being entered anytime before that, as you can see here, the 7/31 date is a day before the 8/1 program enrollment date. Clarity is letting you know that the housing movement date that's been entered prior to the client's program start date, just to prompt the user to double check these fields to make sure the information is accurate. But again, those two fields that are going into this logic flow are the housing movement date and the program date, both existing in the program enrollment screen. And that's all for the two updates that I wanted to share today. Again, keep an eye out for the notes that we send out after this meeting for more information on the new coordinated entry events that have been updated in Clarity as well. Thank you.
All right, Heather.
Good morning, everyone. Continuing on with the Clarity updates, these additional improvements are also being introduced, and I'll be demoing each one to illustrate them. So the first update is called Aging into Adulthood Notification. So this will send you a notification that the client has turned 18 and to remind you to update missing information for incomes and sources and non-cash benefits. The next update is a new service category called Moving On Assistance. And the final update is a new notification regarding relationship to head of household. So with this update, a notification appears when attempting to exit the head of household from a program while the other household members remain in that program, leaving no head of household. So Erin, would you please advance the screen? And I'd like to demo each of these updates to share what they do. Okay, oops, let me get this out of there. Okay, I'll begin with the Aging into Adulthood notification. We'll use the Fate Jones household on the training site. And they're all enrolled in the Explorer program. And so we'll start with Henry, and he's part of this family, and you'll see that he'll be turning 18 shortly, just another couple of weeks. So when I click on his active program, you'll see immediately this banner coming up, letting you know that he is going to be aging into adulthood and to remind you to make the required additions in the information for income and non-cash benefits. So the time frame for how soon the notification appears before the client's 18th birthday right now it's 30 days. However, an agency can submit a ticket with the help desk to adjust that threshold by project. So the next update I'll demo is the new service category called Moving On Assistance Provided. And I'll just show you what this service looks like. So this service has been added to my program, and I'll navigate to the Provide Services screen. And it comes up, and I just wanted to show you that this has 5 service items associated with it. To add this service to an existing program, you can submit a supplemental services form. And a link to the form is available on the OCHMIS website, and it will also be provided in the meeting minutes for this meeting. Okay, the final update is a new notification regarding the relationship to head of household. So I'm just going to go to Indiana. Indiana is the head of household, and Indiana wants to leave the program without the rest of the household. So I'm going to try to exit him. And I don't know if you can see that, but you cannot exit him. You get a new notification that you can't exit without creating a new head of household for this household first before you exit this client. Okay.
Heather?
Yeah.
Can you show really quickly how to change the head of household so that you can exit him?
Oh, yeah. So I would go, I'm going to cancel. And I'm going to make, I'm going to go to Marion. And her profile. And I'm going to manage. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to edit. Let's see. And he's the head of household now. And I'm going to change that to Marion. Oops. And she is mother. And save. Whoops. There we go. And then, whoops, I kind of messed that up a little bit. But anyway, he's going to be, this is now the father. And save. Okay, so now I can make, oops, I think I might have not done that correctly, but anyway, it's through this process that you could edit the global household and make them a new head of household. And then at that point, you can exit this client.
And also, can you go to the, because you have to change it in both places. So if you go to the program screen really quick.
Right. Thank you for reminding me.
And then if you select your program.
Right.
And then on the right there where it says head of household, up a little bit.
I'm going up. Oh, here. There we go.
So if you click on edit there.
Yeah.
You can adjust the household members' relationship to each other, and then you can exit. You'll be able to exit Indiana once he's no longer the head of household.
Got it. There we go. That's better.
All right. Did you have anything else to add on that, Heather?
Nope. They're just, the updates are live.
Okay. We also got a question that there's been an update to the annual assessment and status change. Can you speak to those? Is there a new HUD form to collect data for the additional questions? So we are in the process. That's actually the next update, is that we're in the process of updating the paper forms. And then in terms of the annual assessment and status change, do you have more details on what you're looking for, Carmen? Most of the changes to the data standards were related to specific funding sources and not necessarily all projects. And I can't think of any changes to the annual assessment screen.
It's asking for additional questions like income, just disability, different questions, and we don't collect those answers, and it won't let us out of assessment unless we put answer. Even if the toggle is turned off to not put in any information for that particular field, it won't let you out. We can't do annual assessments at all.
And Aaron, we're in the same boat. OCHA noticed when we went to do an annual assessment, new questions populated called well-being. And those questions were questions like client perceives their life has value and worth. Client perceives they have support from others who will listen. Those are not questions we currently ask our clients, and they're not something we would normally ask our clients.
So those well-being questions are new HUD data standards required for COC funded permanent supportive housing projects. And they are collected at enrollment, annual assessment, and exit. And those we provided an overview on those last month, and those are now required by HUD. It's only moving forward, so you don't have to go back and complete data entry for past clients.
Well, except that it impacts annuals. So, we do our annuals about 2 months in advance. So, we haven't collected those, so we can't complete an annual without collecting those. Is that the point?
Moving forward, yes. If you have if you enter the date prior to 10/1, do they still show up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll look into this, but they are HUD required fields. I'll have to check and see if we can maybe make them not required for those that the data entry was delayed. But moving forward, yes, you do need to collect those.
And is there a form?
Yes, we're working on the forms now. They'll be released in a couple weeks.
So effective what date do we need to start collecting that data?
October 1st. All right. And we can link again to the knowledge base articles for these in the meeting minutes, so you guys can look at those also. So Heather, do you want to give an update on the data standards?
Sure. The 2022 data standards are now available in Clarity, and all screens have been updated to accommodate the changes, and the intake forms will be available shortly. Please refer to the HUD 2022 Data Standards Manual for additional information on these changes.
All right, Linda?
Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to thank you all who have participated in the HMIS agency audit so far. If you have not yet participated, the next round of emails will be going out in the next week or so. So please be on the lookout for the scheduling email. And also to be sure to check your junk folder as well. It is required, a response is required in order to schedule your audit. So we do look forward to hearing from you. Just wanted to thank everyone who attended last month's training webinar, which was the agency admin and data quality training. If you were not able to attend, or if you would still like to review the training, please refer to our website, which is listed here on the slide for the recording and for the slides. So this month's training will cover HMIS Part 2. It will go over the basic functionalities of the Clarity system that we use. So if you are a new user, or if you are an existing user who is in need of a little refresher, this training will be a perfect topic for you. And this will be held on Thursday, October 28th, at 10 a.m. Please use this link listed on the slide to register, and also the information to access the meeting on that day. And I will also include this information on the meeting minutes that will be sent out after the meeting. So this month's data performance and management meeting agenda is we will be going over the HMIS minimum participation follow-up, agency administrator access, along with CS user access. We will also be going over the HMIS monthly webinars. And last but not least, we will be going over the permanent supportive housing and other permanent housing project performance reports. This will be taking place on Thursday, October 14th from 1:30 to 3. And I've also listed the information below. And this will also be set on the meeting minutes as well.
Armando?
Hi, everybody. For the announcement for this coming Monday's holiday, it's going to be Indigenous Peoples Day. The HMIS Help Desk will be closed that Monday. We'll be able to respond to any help tickets that come in starting the next day, Tuesday. But our offices will be closed on the Monday of the day of the holiday, observing Indigenous Peoples Day.
All right, so that was the content that we had to share with you today. So we do have some time if anyone has any questions that they want to go over, either in regards to HMIS functionality or reports or anything like that. We have some time to go over that now. So we will hang out for a few minutes and see if any questions come into the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask a question if you'd like. If you haven't already, please enter your name in your agency name in the chat box, and we will wait for a couple minutes. All right, I am not seeing anything come into the chat box. So as a reminder, we will be sending out the meeting minutes as well as the slides and recording for this meeting probably by early next week. The next meeting is scheduled for November 3rd, and the agenda will be going out the week prior to that meeting. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending, and we will see you next time.